using your visions and your insight for your spiritual clarity and for intuitive information. This is mental, physical, and spiritual. How you gather and attain that information. Mentally, what we see, this is projecting into the future. This is whatever goals or plans that we have in order. And this is also wherever we're projecting something for ourselves that we want to manifest, projecting into the future, wherever we are reaching for something that's not currently in front of us or in our present. Your spiritual visions, your dreams, your flashes of things that you see, these random flashes and images that come up that can be a warning, or sometimes it can be the blessing to push you towards something. Most times and all times, the warning is the blessing. And you have to trust what it is that you see. A lot of times we'll ignore it, or something will seem too good to be true, or sometimes something can seem so true it's a lie. Either way, you can't believe it. But I always say, when it comes to people, places, and things, the first is the last, and the last is the first. It's always the last thing you thought, the last person you thought, the last circumstance you would come across. And that's the first thing that happens. That's the first person. That's the first circumstance that you come across. And a lot of times, the first person, thing, circumstance, place that would appear safety, that would appear what makes you comfortable, what would seem familiar, can be the danger. So I always say, just trust in what you see and not questioning it. And we don't always need external validation for the information we collect. That's our own relationship with the divine. And someone else's opinion or us asking someone else's advice about what God, the divine, told us can distort that message a lot of times. So understanding our relationship with the divine will also let us know what is private, what is being instilled in us for our own safety, our own value, our own intimacy and connection with the divine. Not everything is to be shared. So that spiritual discernment is not only just talking about dealing with other people. Your spiritual discernment is also talking about your relationship with the divine, that secrecy, like I said, that intimacy, what you keep between you and God. A lot of those things, that goes back to your voice and what you should and shouldn't say. And having your body in a relaxed state helps filter what you normally wouldn't say, what you shouldn't say, and helps you even say things you couldn't say. But when our nervous system is all over the place, and when we don't have any type of control, or we're not in a safe space when it comes to our nerves and our breath and our breathing, we overtalk, we overspeak. We tend to lean in the gluttony of things when it comes to our words, and being very gluttonous with our thoughts and saying things in vain. And that all goes back to us. We would be in violation of the things that we say when we don't think first, when we don't have that spiritual pause first, I would say. All is well. But these visions, trust in those things, trust in what's being told to us, and writing them down. We're not going to always remember in detail certain colors, images, faces, people we saw, all of those things that come up. Trust in those. And these are not always going to be scary or bad images. And no, they're not always going to be good and exciting images. But it is Spirit talking to you. And whatever is going on in the third eye and crown chakra has to come down in order for us to speak it, all right, or relay that message. And so we want to think about how we are paying attention to our chakras, to paying attention to our root, and if we're grounded, paying attention to our sacral chakra, about our sensuality, and if we're well rested, our solar plexus chakra, where we're having movement, action, creating, completing things, dutiful, our heart chakra, where we have balance, love, joy, where we're able to heal, restore, forgive. Our throat chakra, where we're able to manifest, heal, speak our goals, speak into the future, lift someone else up. Also, areas where we build ourselves up, where we build our reputation through our wisdom in the things that we say. And spiritually, this is where our protection is, which is why we're slow to anger. We don't want to say anything that will hurt us. We don't want to say anything that'll take away from us being our best self. At our third eye chakra,